Dạ khoan để em coi thử cô đủ chưa cô.
Tấn Vũ, nhóm 4. Tấn Vũ, Văn Lộc, Minh Trang, Trúc Anh, Hữu Bình.
Dạ, nhóm 4 cho các bạn đang vào cô.
Vẫn chưa hả?
Dạ.
Như vậy còn thiếu cũng khá khá nha. Ở đây là thiếu khoảng 3 bạn nữa. Thì chắc các nhóm đã bắt đầu đủ rồi đó.
Dạ cô, nhóm 3 đủ rồi cô.
Nhóm 2 đủ không cô?
Minh Thư, nhóm mình đủ chưa em?
Dạ em đang kiểm tra cô.
Kiểm tra lâu dữ trời.
Dạ đủ rồi cô.
Vậy thì nhóm 1 em bắt đầu trước đi.
Dạ.
Rồi mỗi nhóm thì chúng ta có khoảng 15 đến 20 phút ha. Các bạn nói trong vòng tầm 15 phút là được rồi. Rồi thêm 5 phút mình hỏi bài. Nếu mà bài ổn thôi khỏi hỏi. Hoặc là hỏi để test các bạn hiểu đúng không ha. Thì các bạn cứ gói gọn đâu đó trong 15-20 phút là được. Rồi xem màn hình đi. Rồi mình bắt đầu đi ha. Cô thấy slide rồi, các bạn cứ tiếp tục đi.
Dạ, cô có nghe em nói không cô?
Dạ.
Dạ rồi. Dạ. Good afternoon everyone. I'm John from Group 1 with Thư, Uyên, Thi and Quyên. Today we will represent the design of the hospital system called Hostmensis according to your need. Our content has three main parts. The first one is identifying actors and stakeholders. The second is functional and non-functional requirements. And the last one is use case and sequence diagram. Now we come to the first part, identifying actors and stakeholders. To determine who are just involved in the system, can affect or be affected by Hostmensis, and who work directly with the system. Based on how the system works given, we identify stakeholders as people who directly or indirectly involved in Hostmensis, and in this case, they are software developers of software, consultant clerk, patients, appointment managers, financial clerks, senior manager, insurance clerks, bank clerks, and GPS. Similar for actors, people, or systems that work directly with Hostman's include consultant clerks, patients, appointment manager, financial clerk, senior manager, surgery clinic system, email system, and insurance company. And how these actors interact with the system will be explained in detail later. The next part is functional and non-functional requirement.
Hi, I'm Queen. Now I will talk about functional and non-functional.
Em ơi, tiếng của em nhỏ quá.
Cô có nhỏ lắm không cô? Tại vì chắc là do cái lab em nó có vấn đề á cô.
Rồi, giờ to lên rồi đó.
After identifying all parties related to the system, we need to define what the system should do and how it reacts in the particular situations, called functional requirements. And the non-functional requirements are the criteria that the software system must meet for its implementation. For example, time constraints, constraint on development process, and so on. In a simpler way, we can understand that functional requirements answer the questions what the system should do, and non-functional requirements answer the questions what are the criteria to evaluate how the system should perform. So I just went through some definitions of these words, functional and non-functional requirements. Now here, in this case, functional requirements will relate to all actors that we mentioned in the first part. First, that is referrals. They should be logged in along with the patient's details and be received the approval from the appointment manager. Second, patients shall be notified with an online link via email to choose an available slot of consultant. Third, the appointment manager shall be alerted with the new referral through the email system and access the appointment management function to verify the information of the patients and enroll the patients into the hospital database. Fourth, financial clerks shall post a designated cost of healthcare transaction. Then patient can choose one of two types, the private insurance or self-paying or payment transactions. Fifth, consultant clerks upload the referral reports by consultants after seeing patients. Sixth, insurance company can access referral reports that are uploaded by consultant clerks of Healthcare Pro. 7. Senior managers can access online Hostman's for performance management reports. 8. SCS allows GBS to send private referral to Healthcare Pro and access referral reports that are uploaded by consultant clerks. And the last one is software. It shall manage the available free consultant slots and appointment booking system for patients to choose after the approval via email, and provide all the guidance as needed in the respective functionality. For the non-functional requirements, they relate to three objects. Going into details we have. First of all, security measures. They are internal and external assets of data and functionalities. Also, the software is to be developed in Java, and all data should be managed by Healthcare Pro database management system. Finally, online access to Hostman's. This should be fast, attending to patients with special needs, and be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's the end of my presentation. The next part, Win and Tu will show you guys more about the model of this Hostman's.
So good afternoon, everyone. Now I believe that you have roughly had the idea of the system Then we will show you how we put them together in an order so that it can actually run. As we can see here, this is a whole picture of our system. We divide it into different parts which are called use case here, and each of them have at least one actor to interact with, like here, or they are actors. So beforehand, we need to understand what is a use case. It is a list of step-by-step actions, typically defining the interactions between a system and an actor in order to achieve a goal. We also have requirements in the beginning and the end for each use case to guarantee that the system works well and gives us what we want. Respectively, they are called precondition and postcondition. And that is basically how we create use cases logically so that we can easily work with them. And besides the speech, there are also diagrams to show you how they do their job in detail. So don't worry, you will figure it out in no time. Now we dig in detail. I will present the first two use cases of the Hostmesses. Now, and the first use case is manage referral. And here, by the diagram, you can see the arrows, and they show where the work is going to. And so please follow them as I present so you can understand more clearly. Moreover, I will explain what is the difference between these circles. You can see here. The circle with an arrow is a control class, which is used for computing. And the circle with an underline like this is an entity class, which is used for saving information. And the remaining circle is like this, is a battery class, or we can just understand it as an interface, which we display information on what we need to see. So as you already seen, the first use case is manage referral. To briefly describe, it enables healthcare pro to manage referrals that are transformed from SCS. And it requires that the patient's data must be available in the first place. The first step of this use case is after the referral is sent to healthcare pro through SCS, this referral will be logged in along with the patient detail embedded in received online record. And next, through the email system of Healthcare Pro, the appointments manager is alerted with a new referral, like here. And then the appointment manager will assess the appointment management, appointment management function to verify the concerned patient's data and then enroll them into the hospital database if they are not in there yet. So notice that here we have there is a part that has two directions from one place, like here. So in this case, if the patient's data is in the database or not yet, so they have two different response, like here, like create the new patient's data or send the available patient data. So the same will go like similarly like that. We will have the aunt here. So please remember it for some case of next use cases. And next, like here. And next, the appointment manager will make a decision to approve or disapprove the referral. The postcondition of this managed referral use case is that the referral is approved or not by the appointments manager. After all this step, we can see that the SCS, email system, and appointment manager are the actors that have interactions with use case. Continue from that, the second use case I want to talk about is make an appointment. The purpose of this use case is that the patient will have an appointment with a consultant. Then the precondition for this make an appointment so it can happen is that the referral must be approved by the appointment manager. So the first step of this use case is the patient is notified via email with an online access link to choose from available free consultant slots. In detail, hospitals will request for available consultant slots in the time being, and then it will display all of them for the patient to choose a specific consultant. Then accordingly, the patient will finalize the appointment booking. So the post-condition of this use case is the appointment is successfully arranged for the patient. So here we can see clearly that the patient and email system are the actors in this use case. So that's it all for me to present, and the remaining is for two to continue.
Good afternoon, everyone. Next, I will present the use case make a transaction. After the patient had used the services, they would need to pay for them. So this use case is to enable the patient to make transaction. But before that, the precondition of this use case is that the patient must use the services of Healthcare Pro. The first step of this use case is that a designated cost of healthcare transaction will be posted to the healthcare financial system. And in this use case, I only present the first payment method, which is self-paying, and similar for insurance paying. The next step is that the patient will access to the interface to choose the method of paying, which is self-paying. And after that, this transaction will be managed and saved into the database. And if it is success, it will confirm the success to the patient and the financial alert. And if it have an error, it will raise error to the patient.
Mình sẽ tiếp hình như cái slide nó chưa có chạy hay lag gì đó, bạn xem lại.
Okay. And similarly, I will talk about the information will be verified, managed, and then saved to the database. And the post condition of this use case that the healthcare pro receives money, and the system will send a confirmation to both financial clerk and patient. Similar for insurance paying method. And the next use case I'm going to talk about is...
Are you sure that you're showing me the correct diagrams?
Yes.
What I see here on the screen is just a slide about make a transaction. Slide number 21.
Wait.
And you haven't done... Yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry. I will talk again. Okay, can you see my slide? It's on slide 22 now.
Okay.
Okay, the first step of this use case is that a designated cost of healthcare transaction will be posted to the healthcare financial system in type of self-paying. And then the second step is that the patient will access to the interface to choose the method self-paying. And then this information will be verified. And if it is success, it will save to the database, which is the transaction in here. And if it's not success, then it will raise error to the patient. At last, the information of the transaction will be sent back again to financial clerk and patient. Similar for similar for insurance paying method. And the post condition for this use case is that the healthcare provider will receive money and the system will send the confirmation to both patient and healthcare provider. And the next use case I'm going to talk about is produce referral report. In short, it enables GB and the patient respective company to access the referral report that is written by the consultant after seeing patient. So the precondition for this use case is that the consultant must complete the referral report after seeing patients. The first step in this use case is the consultant uploads the referral report, and then SAS and insurance companies can request to read this report. And the post condition for this use case is that SAS and insurance company can access to the referral report to extract information of the patient. The last use case I'm going to talk about is produce performance appointment report. To briefly speaking, in this use case, the senior manager is able to access to the appointment report, so that there is only one step in this use case is that the senior manager will request for the report and they can read it. Similar for produce performance financial report. The senior manager can also access to their interface and then request for the financial report in relation to the revenue, which is saved in the revenue entity class in here. And this is also the end of our presentation. After all of these use cases, we can see how the system is organized and work. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. This is the end of our presentation.
Okay, thank you. Firstly, may I ask you guys about some of the sequence diagrams? I can see the alternative, but I don't really get why you have the alternative there. Can you just open one of the sequence diagrams, please?
Yes. You mean this one?
Yeah. If you use the alternative there, I would expect that we have two situations, two scenarios, or two cases. But from what you draw, I can just only tell there is only one case. So I don't know why you have the alternative there.
We have the alternative. There is the first case is that the patient data is already in the database, so that it just need to verify and extract that patient data. And the second case is that
can you zoom in or you enlarge it? Enlarge the slide.
Can you repeat again? I cannot hear what you say.
You may enlarge your slide so I can see
Yes.
what you write there, because I can't read the text. Yeah. So the first thing is to transfer the patient's data. We start from the transfer patient's data. Have you found it? Okay.
Yeah.
Send back. Send available. Okay. So the problem is, in all of your sequence diagrams, you have used them in the indirect way. The alternative is like, we should have two rectangles. The first rectangle is for the first case, and then the another rectangle down below the first one would be for the second case. I guess there are some other groups they would use the alternative rectangle like you. So pay attention. Those groups can help you with this one. I can tell this one is wrong. Okay, the way your group display the alternative is wrong. You may learn from the other group's presentation. Do you get my idea?
Yes.
Okay, it's not a big deal here, so no, don't worry. Just that I know that you want here. There are two cases, just the wrong way of using the notation. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Next group, please.
Thank you, teacher.
Hoàng Vân.
So yes, teacher.
Ngân.
Vâng xe.
Yes.
Vâng xe vâng.
Okay. Wait for a minute. Can you see my slide? Teacher, can you see my slide?
Now it's on. Okay, you can start now.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hoàng Vân. I'm from Group 2, including 4 members, Phương Thi, Ngân Huỳnh, Minh Hoàng, and I. And today I would like to present the topic in Lab 4, Analysis Workflow of Case Study, Hospital Management System. Our presentation should last for about 20 minutes, so if you have any questions, please save them until the end of our presentation. And as you can see, I have divided my talk into 4 parts, including the brief information system, identify last sequence diagram, and last diagram. Let's begin with the brief information system. I define the information system in one paragraph and identify the noun in this paragraph. This is a summarized paragraph from the use case study. Everyone can read the content briefly. I choose the noun necessary for the process of analyzing. Next, I will talk about identify last. It helps us have a deeper understanding of the requirements. There are 3 last types in the process. Entity last, control last, boundary last. On entity last model information that is long fly. From the scale, I have listed 5 elements: personal last, appointment last, payment last, appointment manager last, and report referral last. Each last has related attributes. In personal last, have a patient last and staff last. Patient last contain attributes such as ID, personal information, disease, doctor ID. Similarly, staff last has ID, job position, personal information. Appointment last has appointment ID, date, time, from patient ID, free consultant slot. Payment last has transaction ID, date, time, payment information, scope of payment. In payment last contain insurance payment and sale payment. Insurance payment has insurance company information, insurance compensation amount, insurance company, and sale payment has credit, debit, card ID, and bank information. Appointment manager last has ID, personal information, and task. The last referral report last has payment information, appointment, and cost and cost treatment. Next, a battery plus model is the interaction between the information system and its actor. It is also associated with input and output. Analytic battery large such as financial lead interface large, insurance company interface large, appointment manager interface large, senior manager interface large, report large, CSC interface large, consultant lead interface large, patient interface large. The last, a control model is complete computation and algorithm. Analytic control large such as compute treatment cost large, verify report large, manage available loss large. After that, my teammate Minh Hoàng will talk about sequence diagram.
Hello everyone, I'm Lê Minh Hoàng and I will talk about the next two sequence diagram. The first sequence diagram is the creator referral sequence. And as you can see in the sequence diagram, first, the surgery clinic system will upload the new referral information to verify the referral report class. Then the new report will be graded at the referral report class. The new report will be returned to the verified report class so that it can notify new referral to the email system. The email system will send an email to the appointment manager to alert the new arrival of the referral, and the appointment manager will click that email to access the Hotmansys by appointment interface class. And this sequence diagram is making appointment sequence diagram. In this sequence diagram, continue the step of the last sequence. The appointment manager will receive approval from the verified referral report class through appointment manager interface class. The patient class will check and verify the data of the new referral and send the acknowledgement back. The verified referral report will send the patient an email and a link so that they can choose available appointment slot through a patient interface class. The new appointment will be finalized in the manage available appointment class, and it will be synchronized to the system to alert that the slot is occupied. And finally, the appointment class will send the acknowledgement to manage available slot class and the verified report class. And the next two diagram will be presented to you by Phương Thi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Teachers, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, right now I'm going to present to you the third and the fourth sequence diagram about payment process and upload referral report process. For the first sequence diagram, after the patient finished the treatment, the financial clerk will input the suitable treatment cost service via the financial clerk interface class. Then this boundary will transfer the patient service data to the control class called compute treatment cost class, so that via the patient interface class, the patient will be announced about the treatment cost and asked for which payment methods to choose. He can choose between e-online payment or via insurance company. If the patient chooses to pay via insurance company, the patient interface class will send the financial clerk the information of the insurance company. Then financial clerk needs to contact the insurance company and confirm the information of the patients. The insurance company interface class then need to confirm the information and process the payment using the send transaction detail. At number 10 and number 11, you can see the small box here. This box means that the insurance company interface class need to make a successful payment. If the payment is unsuccessful, the system will notify the error and the insurance company interface class will need to retrieve the transaction until it's completely successful. After the payment is successful, the payment class will notify financial clerk so that he or she can confirm the payment on financial clerk interface class. Now we move on to the fourth sequence diagram. Referral report uploads. After the report are filled, the senior manager needs to upload report on the senior manager interface class. Then it will be browsed the report to the report class. The report class has to display and return the corresponding report to the senior manager interface class so that the reports are available to view and check by the senior managers. And now the fifth sequence diagram will be presented to you by Ngân Quỳnh.
Okay, thank you, Thi. And good afternoon, teacher. Good afternoon, everyone. So now I will show the final sequence, which is upload referral report, and then I will present the class diagram. So did you see my screen, teachers?
Okay.
Okay, so I will continue. Firstly, consultant click will upload a referral report by consultant after seeing patient to SCS surgery clinic system, and then the SCS will save this referral report and confirm that report has been saved to the SCS, and then display the referral back to consultant click. And the GPS and insurance companies can also view the report that have been uploaded. They need to enter in the ID of the report online, and after check it out, report class will return the corresponding and display it to the GPS and insurance company. And so we have just shown you 5 sequence diagrams about the operating process of the system, and in the last part, I will use the class diagram to summarize the use case both. Okay. Firstly, the system will upload the referral without going through a battery. So it will start with a verify referral report class, and then create a new referral. And after return the new referral and notify to email system and alert by email to appointment managers. Appointment manager will access hospital main system via email. Then we have appointment manager interface class, and appointment manager interface class receive approval to access the data. So verify referral report class need to check and verify data and send it to patient class. Patient also receive email and link. Then they choose available slot. Patient interface class will finalize the appointment, and the control class manage available slot class will sync appointment to the system to appointment class. And after the patient finish their treatment, the financial clerk will input the suitable treatment cost service via the financial click interface class. Then this battery will transfer patient service data to a control class called compute treatment cost class, so that via the patient interface class, and the patient will be announced about the treatment cost. If the patient choose to pay via insurance company, and financial click need to contact the insurance company and confirm the patient information. The insurance company interface class need to confirm the information and process the payment using the same transaction detail. And after payment is complete successfully, the payment class will notify financial click so that she can confirm the successful payment on financial click interface class. And senior managers will transfer the report to senior manager interface class. Then the senior manager interface class can browse the report. And consultant click will upload referral report by consultant after seeing patient to SCS, and the GPS, the GPS and insurance company can also view the SAS interface. The SAS and insurance company also view the report that have been uploaded, and they need to input the ID of the report online at ISEC, so you can see on the states are connected each other, and creating a process for the system to work and support each other. And that's all my team presentations. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Okay, thank you, firstly. May you go to the one of the sequence diagrams, please.
Payment.
Report class.
Report class.
With the report class. Not this one.
Cô, em
Okay.
kiểm rồi, cô thấy chưa cô?
Okay, this one. I don't quite get the idea why we have such a sequence diagram.
Because as you see in the use case, senior manager transfer the report to let me
Yes, I think the purpose of this sequence class is that when the referral report is uploaded, the senior manager can view and check. Also, the insurance company can also view and check about the patient's situation and treatment.
Where did you get the data to be displayed on the report? Where does the senior manager get the data from?
The senior managers get the data from
and he creates something with the report class. I don't know. I don't quite get the idea of this sequence diagram. What is it for?
Yeah, I mean the main purpose of it is so that in order that these referral report can be accessed by GPS through the surgery clinic system and also by insurance company, so that
you mean in this diagram?
You mean senior managers access to the hospital med system and take the data.
This diagram, who did it?
Us.
All of you?
Yes.
Okay. One of your friends mentioned that the senior manager would like to create a report for the GP to see and for whoever to see the performance of your clinic. So where are they in this sequence diagram? Which one is the corresponding use case? Show me the use case that is corresponding to this one.
Okay, wait a minute, teacher. Vân ơi, Vân stop share screen đi Vân.
Vân không có đang share ấy. Hình như này của Hoàng á, Thích Anh.
Hoàng ơi.
Chị share chị ơi.
Ok. Ủa?
Chị đang share.
Ok.
Chị cô vật xong nó biết nó quay nó đang xe. Cô vật hết sức nhẹ nhàng mà mấy đứa. Tình thương mến thương mình sợ gì nữa.
Cô ơi đợi xíu, tại vì em dùng Microsoft Teams trên máy nên em không có share screen được của cô. Nó bị khùng. Đợi em xíu. It show use the use case.
Bạn nào trong nhóm share đi.
Dạ đang bạn Vân đang share coi.
Wait for a minute.
Use case.
Hồi nãy use case xong các bạn không có bỏ trong cái bài slide hả?
Dạ em bỏ mà bị ấy nên thôi, lỡ rồi nên em bỏ ra.
Nó nói chuyện dễ hiểu ghê ha.
Dạ rồi cô ơi, cái đó là hồi nãy cô nói là phần Asset Transaction Report đúng không cô? Senior Manager, Senior đó là cái Asset and Aid. Vâng ơi, cái đó là tụi em gộp chung với lại Asset and Edit Data
là nó không trùng gì hết.
Ở trên đó Vân.
Này, bạn có một cái senior manager ở đây nè. Nó chỉ có duy nhất đi đâu vậy? Nó duy nhất một cái là access and edit data in gì đó.
Hospital main system.
Wow, đúng không? Senior manager nó đâu có rảnh nó đi ngồi nó edit cái gì đó đâu. Admin nó mới edit. Rồi, ông senior manager là cái ông được quyền thấy những cái report đúng không? Có phải ý của bạn là như vậy không?
Dạ.
Hay là ổng là người tạo ra report? Nhóm mình bị hỏng, cái lỗ hổng chỗ này rất là lớn nha. Các bạn không trả lời được cái câu hỏi tại vì sao mà ông senior lại xuất hiện ở đây, và nếu như bạn nói là để cho những cái actor khác được nhìn thấy report thì tại sao những actor khác không tham gia vào trong cái use case này? Đồng thời ở trên cái use case, ở trên cái sequence diagram các bạn vẽ cái hình đó nó rất là vô nghĩa, tại vì mình không thể cắt nghĩa được tại sao là ông này ông tạo ra cái report xong rồi ông tưởng ngồi nhìn cái report một mình ổng. Cái sequence diagram của các bạn nó không có ý nghĩa gì ở đây hết luôn á. Rồi mình hỏi bạn thử, dữ liệu bạn lấy từ đâu ra? Bạn lấy từ trong cái hệ thống ra. Bạn lấy từ trong hệ thống ra thì tại sao ông ấy lại là người tạo ra report, xong rồi ông ngồi ông tự coi, ông tự ông sướng mình không hiểu. Thì cái lỗ hổng của các bạn chỗ này nó rất là lớn. Rồi nhảy vào một cái sequence diagram khác nào.
Vân kéo xuống dưới luôn đi Vân. Ở dưới có sequence. Cái sequence cuối cùng đó cô.
Cái nào nhỉ? Cái này đi. Để xem nào. Cái nào mà có patient á. Đây đúng rồi, cái trả tiền á. Rồi cái này hôm trước mình đã có sửa cho một nhóm rồi, mình không biết có nhóm bạn có được sửa cái phần này hay không. Cái gì ta? Patient display the cost of the service, announce the cost of the service to the patient and choose to pay insurance company. Ở đây á, các bạn đang assume cái tình huống nó như thế nào, patient đang ở đâu và financial clerk đang ở đâu. Bạn trả lời đúng câu này cô sẽ chấp nhận cái sequence diagram này, còn nếu bạn trả lời sai thì là nó có vấn đề ha. Rồi, nói cho cô biết các bạn đang assume cái tình huống này là financial clerk và patient đang ở đâu.
Dạ, ở đâu là sao cô?
Trên thực tế hai con người này đang đứng ở đâu?
Dạ, financial clerk là cái người em ví dụ giống như là cái người người bán thuốc nha cô. Còn patient là người mua thuốc, còn insurance company là cái thằng để thanh toán. Thì financial thì đầu tiên thì thằng patient nó phải vào, nó đưa cái phiếu thanh toán cho thằng financial clerk, thì phần financial clerk nó sẽ cái gì? Thi nói giùm mấy Thi.
Dạ, lúc vào thì là financial clerk nó sẽ đưa cái phiếu thanh toán là báo tiền đó, giá tiền đó cho patient, rồi sau đó patient sẽ báo lại với lại thằng financial clerk là tao có insurance company sẽ trả cái này.
Rồi trả lời cho cô biết là hai người này đang đứng ở đâu.
Đang ở chỗ bàn thanh toán của bệnh viện đó.
Hai người này chỗ. Tại sao bạn cần hai cái interface? Interface dành cho financial clerk và interface dành cho patient. Thông thường á thì patient chỉ cần nói dạ em trả tiền thông qua. Alo. Thông thường á thì là patient chỉ cần nói là em trả tiền thông qua công ty bảo hiểm, hoặc là đưa cái thẻ bảo hiểm đó cho cái người financial clerk, họ tự động họ sẽ làm việc trên đó. Chúng ta không nhất thiết phải có cái interface cho ông patient. Vì rõ ràng bạn thấy bạn phải làm nguyên một cái patient interface chỉ đơn giản cho một cái việc là chọn insurance company, thì điều này nó rất là tốn công, không cần thiết. Bạn thấy cái patient interface class này nó chỉ xuất hiện đúng một cái động tác là đi chọn cái insurance company thôi, đúng không?
Yeah.
Nó không, nó rất là tốn tài nguyên, không cần thiết. Nó, mà trong khi hai người này đang cùng đứng một chỗ và financial clerk có thể giao tiếp với patient, thì mắc gì ông patient này ông phải đi chọn cái hình thức cho nó cực vậy. Ông chỉ cần nói với financial clerk là ông sẽ tự làm. Thì cái vấn đề này hôm trước cô đã sửa cho cái nhóm nào đó rồi, thì nhóm mình lúc đó cô không có thấy cái vấn đề này ha. Rồi thì các bạn bị mắc cái vấn đề cái chỗ này ha.
Yeah.
Rồi đâu đó nó cũng còn vấn đề, nhưng mà thôi mình chỉ sửa cho các bạn chỗ này thôi nữa là được rồi ha, để nhường thời gian cho lên nhóm khác vậy ha. Rồi ok. Next group please. Huệ Dung. Is it?
Dạ cô, đợi xíu bạn đang share screen đó cô.
Okay, I've seen the screen, the slide already. You can start now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Văn Hòa, and our group is Group 3, and we have 5 members: Thanh Trung, Hồng Nhung, Huệ Dung, Cẩm Thanh, and me. And now let's start in our presentation. Firstly, we have already given the case study about Hofmanns's, and based on this study, we attracted on our main issue to work easier. The instruction of case study as you can see here. Next, according to the instructions of case study above, we view a case study diagram with 5 use cases such as patient data, make appointment, manage payment transaction, assess performance reports, and upload referral report, and 7 actors: appointment manager, financial clerk, senior manager, consultant clerk, healthcare pro email system, CSC, Basin, insurance company, and bank. No, it's nice actor. Beside the diagram, we obtain the list of now here, like software, system, function, and so on from the above instruction. Moreover, we can form the entity diagram class with 6 entity class from list of now. The information of each class are given in the table, like ID, term, and so on. And we also imply SIG control class. Next. We can also imply SIG control class and 11 primary class given in the table here. And next, we move to the step-by-step description and the sequence diagram of each use case given before by others member present.
Hello teacher and everyone, my name is Thanh Trung. Now I will present the first use case and sequence diagram of our case study is get patient data. Before entering the process of obtaining patient data, we must ensure GBS have the patient information that they want to diagnose, treat, and rehabilitate. For Hopkins, get patients data from GBS, we have two steps. The first step is GBS send a referral to Hopkins through SCS. And the last step is when the referral through Hopkins email system alert the new referral to the appointment manager. Next, we have a post condition. After finishing the process, we have to make sure the system has the patient data. The sequence diagram for this use case at this picture in the slide. We can see SCS upload referral to manage referral class. Manage referral class brings new patient to patient class. Otherwise, patient class send additional element and continue manage referral class upload information to Healthcare Pro email system. And the last Healthcare Pro email system and appointment manager is alert new referral and logging Hermesis to appointment manager interface class. Then we have a class diagram after use case and sequence diagram. Now Hồng Nhung is continue our presentation.
I'm Nhung and I will present about the second use case, make appointment. After a referral is received online through Hopkins, this referral is logged in along with the patient details embedded in the received online referral record, and this referral is logged in by appointment manager. First, the information system allows the appointment manager to access the appointment management function to verify the concerned patient's data, enroll him or her into the hospital database. After that, the manager will consider whether the referral is suitable for the conditions. After the appointment manager approves the referral, the patient is notified via email with an online access link to choose from the available free consultant slot and finalize the appointment booking accordingly. And then one new appointment is created. And then we have a new class diagram getting patient data and making appointment. Then you will present about the next use case.
Hello everyone, I am Dung. I will continue to present to you about the next use case, manage payment transaction. Before patient is discharged from hospital, he needs to pay on of use treatment services cost. To start this process, we must make sure that the system self on of services used by patient. When the patient wants to make payment, first step, he asks pay in payment to financial clerk. Financial clerk will give him two selections to pay the cost. These are private insurance and self-paying, which are the patient have to choose. Next, the financial clerk receives patient information and responds to the designated cost and transaction cost of chosen transaction form by posting to the Healthcare Pro's financial system. Then the patient is going to supply his information. For selecting private insurance, he needs to supply his name, ID of insurance company, and so on. For choosing self-paying, trust debit card and credit card is accepted and accept the designated cost. He also must pay the transaction service cost. By inputting information successfully into his account to access the credit or debit card and conduct transaction after that, he received the bank receipt. Finally, financial clerk will update information of patient transaction and make financial report. To finish this process, we also make sure that the system receives patient payment information, patient receive the receipt and the treatment record. Then the financial report is also uploaded. Next, I will tell you guys about the transaction sequence diagram that depicts in detail transaction process. When the patient wants to make a payment of treatment, he will come to meet the financial clerk and say, "Hey, I want to pay treatment fee." Financial clerk will reply, "Please give me your ID." After the patient supply information, the financial clerk will enter patient information through her interface to the system. Then the system transfers treatment service data to managed transaction class. The managed transaction control class of this system send notion to the transaction entity class to make a transaction. Then the transaction class send on the cost to display on financial clerk interface. Then financial clerk interface notify the bill to the financial clerk. Financial clerk show the bill to patient. Patient have to do selection such as e-paying and private insurance. If he do the private insurance, the financial clerk will ask his insurance information like ID, name of insurance company, and so on. When he supply already, the financial clerk will input this information into the system through her interface. The system will send customer ID of patient to the insurance company. If this ID is valid, the transaction will be conducted. When it is set, the managed transaction class will send the receipt to the financial clerk through her interface. Then the financial clerk updates the patient payment information to the system. After that, print receipt and give to patient. If the ID is not valid, the transaction will be failed, and then the financial clerk require the patient resupplying his information. Next. If he chooses e-paying, the financial clerk will give him the POS. He input his card, account, and login. This information is sent to the bank. Then if card is valid, the bank sends its approval to the managed transaction class. Managed transaction class will send the requirement of amount to trade to the patient. The patient input his amount. Then the bank will check his fund in account. If the fund is enough, the bank start to conduct the transaction with the transaction class. Then transaction class notify the successful transaction to managed transaction class. Managed transaction class give the bank receipt through the post for financial clerk. Financial clerk give a receipt for patient and keep one. If the fund is not enough, the bank will deny the transaction. The managed transaction class will confirm this for patient through the post. If the card is invalid, the bank ejects the card and managed transaction class will request resupplying the information of card. After on, the financial class update the patient payment into the system. They bring the receipt, then give on receipt and treatment record for patient. Next, this is class diagram that after the transaction process is added into the system. The next part will be presented by Cảm Thanh.
Hi everyone, my name is Thanh. I will continue with the 4-sequence diagram called Senior Manager Asset Performance Report diagram. The situation is that healthcare board senior manager need to assess for performance management reports. In the diagram here, senior manager will go to the senior manager interface class to choose the types of report. After the report is brought, it will be set to the performance report boundary class. The report will be returned from the performance report class to the senior interface class, and it will be displayed in the senior manager screen. After this process, the senior manager can get the performance report. And by this sequence diagram, the class diagram is added like this. Next, please. Yeah, it will be added like this. And next, I will talk about the uploaded the referral report sequence diagram. Our situation is that the consultant clerk will update and upload the referral report so that the SCS can see it. First, the consultant clerk will get into his or her interface class and give the referral detail to it in order to update the report. Then the report is updated and uploaded by the control class called the manage the referral report class. Then the updated report will be either uploaded in the referral report class, which display the report in the SCS scene, or return to the consultant clerk interface class and will be displayed in the consultant clerk scene. By on the above sequence, we have the final class diagram like this. Next, please. Yeah, this is our final class diagram from all of these above sequence. And that is the end of our presentation. Thanks for your listening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask us.
May I see the class diagram again, please? Why are there two managed referral class? On the left-hand side, the leftmost, we have managed referral class, and somewhere the second to the right, we have the second manage the referral report class. Why are there two different things? You are not going to manage the report. And here, let's just get back to the very last sequence diagram. That makes the problem here. This, the last sequence diagram. Who's doing the slide? Hello.
Dạ cô.
Quay trở lại cái sequence diagram cuối cùng cô xem nào. Bởi vì cái cuối cùng nó bạn sai nên bạn dẫn tới mấy cái này nó sai luôn.
Cái này cô.
Đây, cô lấy ví dụ cho bạn xem nha. Mấy bạn gặp y chang cái vấn đề của nhóm 1 ban nãy. Nhóm 1 hay nhóm 2 nhỉ? Các bạn lấy cái referral xong rồi thì bạn không bị cái trường hợp như hồi nãy là nó tự nó làm, không có tự nó xem, nó tự nó sướng, thì nó đỡ hơn chút xíu là bạn đã có gửi qua SCS rồi. Ok. Tuy nhiên cô hỏi bạn nè, dữ liệu bạn lấy từ đâu ra? Vẫn là cái câu hỏi ban nãy. Dữ liệu lấy từ đâu ra nè? Khơi cái tự nhiên cái ông manage the referral report cái ông có hả? Không có nha. Cái này cô nhắc nhiều lần rồi. Report nó không phải là một entity class, do đó chúng ta không cần phải manage. Chúng ta cũng không có giống như ở đây bạn khơi bạn lấy referral ra report cái gì đó cũng không biết nữa. Cái manage the report này nó không có ý nghĩa, tại vì report nó có đâu mà nó phải manage. Dữ liệu nó có sẵn ở trong hệ thống rồi, khi nào ông cần xem thì tôi xuất lên cho ông xem, vậy đó. Hiểu ý của chỗ này chưa? Thì nếu có cần phải xuất lên cho ông SCS xem, ok, cô sẽ đồng ý ở cái giai đoạn này. Tuy nhiên là bạn cần phải có dữ liệu. Dữ liệu nó ở đây là cái gì nè? Trả lời cho cô câu này đúng cho cô xem nè. Dữ liệu là cái gì nè? Cụ thể nó là cái gì?
Dạ cô, cái dữ liệu của nó là cái thằng referral report mà mình đã có trước đó, do thằng consultant nó hoàn thành đó cô. Rồi sau ông consultant class ông chỉ update nó.
Ta nói report nó không nằm trong hệ thống mà cứ hồi nãy ta có sẵn là sao? Report mình không có trong hệ thống.
Dạ, cái phần referral report này là nó khác với lại cái phần ở trên đó cô. Cái phần này là nó chỉ việc update ghi thêm thông tin của bệnh nhân vô thôi á, chứ không phải là
sát cái chữ đó đó. Nó là cái gì nè? Dữ liệu là cái gì nè?
Dạ là thông tin của bệnh nhân.
Thông tin của bệnh nhân hoặc là cái referral itself nha. Nó không phải là cái report. Report là sau khi các bạn đã có dữ liệu, bạn sắp xếp lên một cái báo cáo thì nó mới gọi là cái report. Được chưa? Vì bây giờ cô đang hỏi dữ liệu là gì mà? Raw data. Thì nó là cái gì? Nó là cái referral mà ban trước ông GB ông gửi qua cho bên mình. Nó là những cái thông tin liên quan tới bệnh nhân. Nó là cái buổi consultancy. Được chưa? Đó, sau khi mà mình có cái dữ liệu đó rồi, tất nhiên là bạn phải có một cái entity class ở đây rồi đúng không? Tại vì cái đó nó mới có lưu giữ dữ liệu ra cho bạn. Rồi bạn mới nhờ cái ông mà manage referral gì đó ha. Mình không cần phải có riêng một cái manage the referral report nha. Bạn dùng sẵn luôn cái manage the referral luôn. Rồi lấy cái referral lên từ cái entity class xuất đi. Ok. Rồi, đó là cái thứ nhất. Cái thứ hai nữa, referral report class là cái gì đó? Thì ở đây cô đặt câu hỏi cho bạn nè. SCS á, họ có làm việc trực tiếp với trên hệ thống của mình không? Nó là một system, mà system thì không cần interface. Nó đâu phải là một con người hiện hữu đâu mà cần user interface làm gì ha? User interface là dành cho user. Như vậy thì cái mà interface class, cái boundary class, referral report class này của bạn nó không cần thiết. Và cái này mình cũng đã sửa cho lớp mình rồi, là mình sẽ dùng những cái service và mình đẩy các cái dữ liệu qua lại cho ông SCS ông xem. Ông SCS này là một cái hệ thống, mình cho hai hệ thống làm việc với nhau thông qua một cái dịch vụ nào đó nha. Thì cái này nó hơi sâu đối với các bạn, cho nên là mình bày ngang như vậy thôi để cho các bạn cho hai cái hệ thống làm việc trực tiếp. Chúng ta sẽ dùng cái control class chúng ta đẩy lên luôn. Cái này mình có bày cho các bạn rồi. Rồi sau đó cái ông GP ở bên kia ổng sẽ dùng cái user interface của SCS, đúng không? Đó, tại vì theo cái đề bài là cái gì, nó sẽ thông qua cái SCS. Ông GB ông chỉ xem thông qua cái SCS thôi, cho nên chúng ta sẽ làm việc trực tiếp từ cái dưới cái control class của mình đẩy dữ liệu qua cho SCS. Hiểu vấn đề chưa? Hiểu không?
Dạ hiểu rồi cô.
Rồi, ok. Nó ghi rõ ràng step 2 kìa, GB through their SCS kìa, đúng không? Rồi, ok, nhắm khác đi. Nhóm 4, Huỳnh Tấn Vũ đúng không?
Dạ đúng rồi cô. Cô nghe em nói không cô?
Ok.
Dạ từ từ để bạn lọc share màn hình đó cô.
Các bạn mở sẵn cái slide đi. Rồi tới hồi mình tới lượt của lớp của nhóm mình thì mình share, bấm nút share thôi.
Dạ bọn em mở
Dạ.
sẵn mà điều bạn bên em đang hơi chậm một xí.
Lộc hôm bữa là có thi cái nghiên cứu khoa học không Lộc?
Dạ không cô ơi.
Cô nhớ lớp mình có 2 bạn mà phải không? Vũ có ai Vũ?
Dạ. Em với Bình cô.
Chúc mừng Hữu Bình nha, hôm trước nghỉ học.
Đâu.
Hôm trước chỉ có Vũ đi học, cô chúc mình mỗi một bạn Vũ thôi. Đó. Xui bị cô biết. Rảnh quá không biết nói gì để mình tranh thủ mình cà khịa mấy nhóm coi. Nhóm người ta nộp có một lần thôi, có nhóm nó xin thêm một lần nữa. Là nhóm mấy nhỉ? Nhóm 3 hả? Mình đã cho vốn dĩ là 2 lần rồi. Cái nó lại nhắn cho cô cho em xin lần nữa đi cô. Em lỡ em nộp là nhầm. Trời ơi. Nó nộp nhầm một lần, xong rồi nó sửa thông tin, nó làm thêm lần thứ 2, thứ 3 nữa. Rồi cuối cùng có nộp lại không? Dung?
Dạ có.
Trời ơi, tôi đụng cô dễ, với ví dụ như đụng thầy cô khác rồi làm sao, hoặc là lớp của các thầy cô khác có 100-200 bạn là các thầy cô sẽ không có khe từng bạn như vậy đâu hen. Cho nên trước khi mình nộp mình phải cẩn thận từng xíu một. Hồi mình đi học cũng vậy thôi ha. Nhóm kia sao nó share slide mà lâu dữ vậy trời. Hồi mình đi học cũng vậy.
Dạ đang cô. Có thấy màn hình của em chưa cô?
Rồi là khi mà nộp bài á, trước khi mà nộp mà mình phải cẩn thận hết sức luôn, cầm cái quyển tập để mà nộp á. Đó, là mình phải suy nghĩ chắc chưa. Một khi đã nộp rồi là không lấy lại. Nộp cho thư ký đó các bạn, nộp cho thư ký luôn á, mà mình phải chắc, tự bản thân mình phải chắc lại là không có được nộp nhầm. Giống như mình gửi bưu điện vậy đó, bỏ cái lá thư cho bưu điện mình gửi đi cũng vậy, phải cẩn thận trước khi mình thả cái lá thư đó vô trong cái thùng, ghi địa chỉ đúng chưa, ghi đầy đủ hết số điện thoại, tên thông tin các thứ chưa, có đầy đủ hết trong lá thư này chưa. Một khi bỏ vô rồi không lấy ra mà. Ở nước ngoài á là có những cái thùng thư ở trên đường luôn, chứ nó không có phải là tới bưu điện. Thì mình đi ngang qua mình thấy cái thùng thư thì mình thả vô, mà nếu mình thả vô mình bị thiếu thông tin thì làm gì có ông postman nào mà ông mở cho mình đâu. Mình phải cẩn thận. Này, nhóm 4 mình bắt đầu đi. Mình cà khịa đủ rồi. Này, nhóm 4 bắt đầu đi ha.
Dạ ok cô. Có thấy slide rồi đúng không cô?
Rồi em.
Okay, so hello everyone and welcome to the project presentations of our group. This presentation is brought to you by Group 4 about our bioosmosis system for the healthcare pro case. Our presentation consists of 4 main parts, as we are all fully understand the requirement of the case. To save some time, we will begin with our use case diagram. After that, we will move on to After that, we will move on to the list of classes we design, including the entity, boundary, and control classes. The final part will be our build class diagram. So let's begin. To begin with, we all have to identify the actors who participate in our system activities. The list of actors that we believe that need to be taken into considerations are patients, appointment manager, financial clerk, the surgery clinic system, the payment system of the insurance company and the bank, the consultant clerk, and the senior manager. The two payment systems involved in the making payment process, and the surgery clinic system participates for the practitioners to send their referrals. The first three and the last two actors in the list, I think we all understand why they're here. The corresponding use cases are booking appointment, making payment, approving and sending referrals, updating referral reports, and view the performance reports. So which actor linked to what use case? Here is a snapshot of our use case diagram. As you can see, each actor have their one specific assigned use case, except for the patients who participate in two different use case, which is book appointment and make payment. So now we will move on to the classes. First, here is the diagram for the entity classes. The first takeaway from this diagram is we created a class for all the persons in the hospital that interact with the system, and then split them into two different inherited classes, patients and staff. In the staff class, we also have 5 other inherited classes corresponding to their different jobs. The second takeaway is the online payment service classes we use, who store the informations of all the online payment transactions. Will use the data of the self-payment class. Next are the list of our control classes and the boundary classes. To understand how the classes are used in our system, we will move on to the next part that will be brought to you by my group member, Vũ.
All right, so basically I'm gonna present to you about the sequence diagram corresponding with the use case diagram. Okay, so firstly, we will come to the insurance payment diagram. As you may know that the patient can either pay by the bank by himself or pay by the insurance that he registered for. So basically, in this sequence diagram, the patient choose to pay by the insurance company that he registered for. So as you can see the flow right here, the patient will choose the payment insurance services from his user interface, and then the user interface gonna transfer the command into the control class, which is compute healthcare cost, and then the compute healthcare cost will create new object for the insurance payment class, and after that he gonna browse the patient's data, and then he gonna provide back to the patient a better price. And basically the patient will give the data about a payment that insurance company has already paid, and then the data will be transferred to the control class, and then the control class will automatically update for the insurance payment class, and then the insurance payment class will send back the acknowledgement to the patient, right? All right. So as you can see right here, the safe payment sequence diagram work as the same process as the previous sequence. So basically, basically the patient will choose to make safe payment, and the user interface of the patient class will transfer the command to the compute healthcare cost class, and then the healthcare cost class will create a new object for the safe payment class, and then it's gonna browse the data of the patient and then provide back the price for the patient. Okay, so patient will decide to make a payment, and the make payment command will be transferred to the verified SIP payment class. And the verified SIP payment class will transfer the command to e-payment service class. And the e-payment service class will use the data of the patient, and itself in the e-payment service class has the function to make the transaction, and then the e-payment service class will transfer back to the verified SIP payment class, and then the verified SIP payment class will update the SIP payment class, and then it's gonna send back the acknowledgement that the patient had already paid the payment. So, all right. So as you see the flow right here, it's gonna send back the acknowledgement to the patient. All right. So coming to the book appointment sequence diagram. So, okay, basically before coming to this part, I'm gonna go this part first. So as you can see right here, the general practitioner will send a referral report to their system, which is Surgery Clinic system. And then from this system, it's gonna send a referral. It's gonna send the referral directly to the healthcare pro system. So basically, if they want to send the referral, they must come through the managed referral class. And then, as you may know, the when the referral come to the Home Assist system, the Home Assist system will send the email to the appointment manager. So as you can see right here, yeah, as you can see right here, after the referral reach the Home Assist system, the appointment manager will be notified via email. And then the first thing that the appointment manager is going to do is that he's going to verify the patient data. He's going to choose to verify the patient data. And then the UI for the appointment manager going to transfer the comment to the control class, which is verify patient data. And as you can see right here, a verified patient data will use data from referral class and then return back the result that the patient's data is already verified. And then the appointment manager is gonna register patient's data to the database by creating a new object for the patient class. And then the patient class will return the new object to the appointment manager. After that, the appointment manager will send the approval acknowledgement, and the managed referral class, control class, we do the task that it's gonna notify the patient about the referral has been already approved, and after it's gonna send back the acknowledgement to the appointment manager that the system already sent the email to the patient. So as you can see right here, and the patient, after being notified via the email, the patient will perform the book appointment things, right? So firstly, the patient will choose available time slot through the user interface for the patient, and then it's gonna transfer the comment to the check vacancy appointment, and from this control class, it's gonna use data from appointment class for the appointment to check that whether the slot the patient choose is available or not, and then it's gonna return back a result for the patient, right? And then after the patient see the available slot, he's gonna register for that slot by creating a new object for the appointment class, and then the appointment class will return the acknowledgement to the patient. Right. So as you can see right here, this is the class diagram. It will summarize all these sequence that I have just explained to you about the system and Home Assist, as you can see right here. And you can see how class interact with each other as well. Right. So this is the end of my presentation. I hope you like it. If you have any question, you can feel free to ask me. Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Why is there only one presenter?
Hai người mà cô. Lọc rồi xong tới em chứ.
Okay, I remember. May I ask you why there is no connection between the managed referral and referral class?
So basically, to answer the question of you regarding your issues, I think I'm gonna answer that. Teacher, wait me a little bit. Let me check it again. Teacher, so basically, as you can see right here, as you can see the sequence diagram of the send referral. So the managed referral class, it gonna just do the the managed referral class is only responsible for, you know, transferring the referral to the healthcare pro to the home assist system, and it also just send the email to the healthcare pro email system that will notify to the appointment manager later. So I think it will be indirectly, you know.
Show me the sequence diagram that is going to show the report to the GP.
Here, teacher, is it the send referral sequence diagram?
No, the healthcare pro system is going to Hostman system send back the referral to the SCS.
To the SCS? What do you mean, teacher?
After each treatment or consultancy, the consultant clerk will update the referral.
Oh, all right. It's here.
Really?
So, yeah.
Listen. If the consultant clerk would like to update on the referral, he needs to request for the referral to be displayed on the screen first. Otherwise, he has nothing to update. He has no place to update. Do you see what I mean? For example, if you want to register for a new course in a new semester, you need to see the list of all the courses, or at least you need to see the registration form. So we haven't got the steps for the referral to be displayed on the screen. That's the first thing. Do you see what I mean?
So basically, you mean that we should gonna split this sequence into the two separate steps, right? So basically, the consultant clerk will request to see all the referral class in here, and then he's gonna update after that, right? All right, teacher. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the reason why we have the managed referral there, why don't the managed referral class have any relationship with the referral? It should be like that. Okay, it should have a connection. There should have been a connection between the manage referral and referral class. So whenever the consultant would like to to have any request to update and so on, he can ask the manage referral class to the job.
Yeah, maybe I can add that later, but basically, but initially, I just, make the managed referral class only for the purpose to transfer the referral to the healthcare pro system.
Okay, so why don't we use that class to send back?
Yeah. Oh, okay, teacher. I might add that later. Yeah.
Okay. I think your group is all doing very well. There are some minor mistakes, but I think that it should be okay. Not big deal.
Yeah.
That should be okay. That's it. Next group, please.
Thank you, teacher.
Group number 4. Group number 5.
Yes, teacher.
You see my screen?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Dak, a member in Group 5 who will illustrate to you the operation of the hospital management system. And for this presentation, I team up with the other 4 members, Việt Hằng, Đăng Khoa, Minh Quân, and Duy Tân. We divide this talk in 3 major parts. So I will begin the conversation with the use case diagram where the actors and use cases will all be listed and connect together using a kind of signal. We then take a look at the use case description in order to construct the sequence diagram. May I have the second slide, please? Khoa ơi.
Ủa, hình như em zoom nó lên không thấy hả ta? Từ từ. Để xem, sorry. Để em zoom lên xem cái share không thấy.
Slide số 2. We divide this talk into 3 major parts. So I will begin the conversation with the use case diagram where the actors and use cases will be listed and connect together using a signal. We then kéo lên trên.
Khoa, em tắt slide đi để anh share cho.
Hay quá.
Tắt lại cái slide đi nhanh lên.
Hay quá Tân ơi.
Ok.
Cọc thực sự hả? Đang nói một cái kéo.
Zoom. Hi everyone. So we divide this talk into 3 major parts. I will begin the conversation with the use case diagram where the actors and use cases will be listed and connect together using a signal. We then take a look at the use case description in order to construct the sequence diagram. After that, we are jumping to some conclusions in the final part, class diagrams. So looking at the use case diagram, it is immediately obvious that the software engineers have to develop 6 use cases in operation with 9 actors. It is also clear that while the patient involved in the most cases, asset performance management reports is only interacted by the senior manager. On top of that, we could easily observe the case provide referral reports is used by three actors. We have appointment managers, we have healthcare pros email system, and we have finally the surgery clinic system. So all of the specific details of the sequence diagram corresponding to certain use cases will be carefully described by my teammate Việt Hằng.
So hi everyone, my name is Hằng and I will continue our group presentation by describing the use case in more details for you guys to understand more about this case study. So we come to the first use case, provide referrals. So the requirement for this use case is that there are referral reports to be sent to the appointment managers. The normal scenario contains three main steps. The first one, the GPs upload the referral reports on the information system. After that, this referral is logged into along with the patient's details embedded in the received online referral record. After that, the appointment managers received the referral reports. This use case ends when the appointment managers will be alerted with the new referrals through the email system. To clarify this use case, we will show you the sequence diagram. So as you can see in the picture, there are three actors involving in this use case, containing appointment manager, healthcare pro email system, and surgery clinic system. The first step is that the surgery clinic system will upload the referral report to the control class, which is the managed referral reports class, to create new object in the entity class, which is the patient class. From there, it will return the new object back to the control class. After that, it will upload the information to the healthcare pro email system and alert via emails back to the appointment manager interface class. Finally, it will display emails to the appointment manager. So let's move to the second use case, make appointments. So in this use case, the precondition is there exist available free consultant slots for a patient to book an appointment. So in this normal scenario, we have 5 steps. The first step is that the information system gives the appointment manager the right to access the appointment management function to verify the concerned patient's data. Then the information system enroll the appointment manager into the hospital database with full adherence to the Data Protection Act and ethical legislations for the use of patient data embedded in the received online referral record. After that, the appointment manager verify and approve the referral reports. Then the information system will notify the patient via email with an online access link to choose from the available free consultant slots. And finally, the patients finalize the appointment booking accordingly. This use case will end when the patient and appointment manager receive the acknowledgement about the appointment. So we will demonstrate the use case, the sequence diagram for this use case. So as you can see, there are 2 actors involved in this use case, two boundary class, 2 control class, and 3 entity classes. So firstly, the appointment manager will log in the system, and then it will from the interface class, it will receive the right to access the data to the control class, which is the managed referral report class. It will check, verify, and confirm the data, send an acknowledgement to the control class back, and then it will send a link to patient patient. After that, from the patient interface class, it will find available slots via a link and creating new objects to the appointment class. And we save the data here. So after that, it will return new object and send the acknowledgement back to the patient interface class. After that, the patient interface class will display the acknowledgement to the patient And similarly, from the manage available slots class, it will send acknowledgement and display it to the appointment manager to know who will book the appointment. So we come to the third use case, make and manage payments by the insurance company. So this use case begins when the patient has an insurance coverage. In the normal scenario, we have 4 steps. The first one is that the financial clerk manages the payment transaction and posts a designated cost of healthcare transaction to the patient. After that, the patient chooses the insurance to pay the service cost. And then hospice informs insurance about the service cost. After that, the insurance company pays the fees. So this use case will end when the financial clerk and the patient receive this receipt. So we will show you guys the sequence diagram here. So in this use case, we have 3 actors, 3 boundary classes, 1 control class, and 2 entity classes. So as you can see, the financial clerk first will input the patient ID, transfer patient ID, and it will create the healthcare services cost to the patient class. And then from the control class, manage treatment cost class, we have it will provide the treatment cost back to the patient to know how much he or she has to pay to the hospital. After that, the patient will choose the insurance company that they are registering to pay the payments for the hospital, and then the insurance company will make the payment. After making payment successfully, it will receive the receipt, and also the patient will also receive the receipt too. We come to the 4 use case. Okay, so this use case is making and managing payments by card. The patient have to have the supported credit or debit card with sufficient balance to make this use case. So in this normal scenario, we have 4 steps. Firstly, the financial clerk manages the payments transaction and posts a designated cost of the healthcare transaction to the patient. After that, the hospice informs the patient about the service cost. Then the patient chooses the credit or debit cards which are allowed by online payment clearing service that Healthcare Pro is contracted to. And finally, the patient pays the fees. This use case will end when the financial clerk and the patient receive the receipt. So we will show you the sequence diagram. So it's pretty similar to the previous use case that I have shown you before. There are also 3 actors, 2 boundary classes, 1 control class, and 2 entity classes in this use case. And instead of choosing the insurance company to pay the payment, the patient will choose the credit or debit card to make the payment here. And all the step here is completely similar to the previous use case. So I think that we'll move to the next use case, which will present to you by Duy Tân.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. So I am Duy Tân, and I will introduce you the last 2 use case and the diagrams. So first, let's talk about the use case number 5, access performance reports. So there will be the preconditions for this use case. That is, there is enough data in the system for the performance management reports to be generated. For the normal scenario, when the senior manager wishes to assess for performance reports, initially the senior manager select the type of report that he or she wants. After that, the system would return the would finish when the performance report is displayed to senior manager. To understand clearly this use case, I will show you the sequence diagram. So as you can see here, use case 5 involve one actor, the senior manager, two battery classes, the senior manager interface class and the performance report class, and one control class, that is the compute performance class. First of all, the senior manager will choose the preferred report type and compute the performance through the control class here. After that, the report will be released and returned to display to the actor, the senior manager here at step 6. So this is the end of the use case 5. We move to the final use case, the use case 6. The use case 6 here is the use case of upload referral reports. The preconditions is like the consultants must complete the referral reports after seeing patients. And for the normal scenario, insurance companies and GPs wish to access referral reports, which include patient data detailed information. At step 1, consultant clerk uploads referral reports of patients on the system. Step 2, referral reports can be accessed by GPs through surgery clinic system and also by the patient's respective insurance company. So this company would end when the patient's referral reports are displayed to surgery clinic system or the insurance company. So here is the sequence diagram of use case 6. As you can see from the graph here, the use case involved 3 actors, and 3 battery classes that are insurance company interface class, consultant clerk interface class, and referral report class. Furthermore, it would be the managed referral report class, which is the control class. And finally, there would be one entity class, the referral class. So first of all, the consultant clerk would upload the referral report through the control class here and would save it to the entity class. And the acknowledgement would be displayed to the consultant clerk. After that, the GP through the surgery clinic system and the insurance company can provide a report ID in order to browse the reports, and thereafter the reports will be displayed to this actor. So this is the end of the part 2. We have shown to all of you 6 use cases of our case study, and there would be the final part, the class diagram. So first of all, this is the initial class diagram, include all the entity classes that involving in our use case. As you can see here, there would be the patient class, appointment manager class, appointment class, payment class, and referral class. So we write some contributors here for you to understand clearly which are this entity class means. And finally is the class diagram. Overall, our system would have five entity classes, as I have mentioned before, 4 control classes and 8 battery classes. With 8 battery classes, there would be 6 interface classes and 2 report classes. So here is the final class diagram, and this would be the end of our presentation. So thank you for your listening. If you have some questions, so feel free to ask me and our groups.
Ok Tân,
Thank you very much for your presentation. May you jump to the sequence diagram in which the patient pay for the treatment, the consultancy? Somewhere, yeah. They can pay via an insurance company or they're using their credit card. However, I can tell you that somewhere in between, where the insurance company, no, the previous one, before this one, yeah, the insurance company probably doesn't need to access your interface. They may pay directly because you may send the information, the data through their system, that rather than they have to access your old system. And you may receive the payment via the bank. You see what I mean? Like Hostman or the financial clerk will send the data, all the treatment, all the patient's data to the insurance company. Then they will need to verify all the information. About 5 days later or so, they will pay for the consultancy via the bank system. You see what I mean? So in that case, the representative of the insurance company doesn't need to access your system. So in that case, we don't have the insurance company interface class.
Yes, maybe this Hostman just has combined and like have contracted with the insurance company, like you can come to my system and pay here.
They don't want
the control class, like manage treatment costs class here can give the functions to the insurance company to pay it. Like it's a choice. Like you can do it with our system, or you can do it with your system. Like yes, I think that.
There are a lot of things to tell you here. This pending. How do they make the payment, by the way? Your group is doing very well. That's why I need further information here. Do you see what I mean? If it were some other groups, so I may ask some other mistakes, because your group, I rarely see any other mistakes. That's why I asked you further about this point. You've got the same problem as the other groups. Like, we don't need the patient interface class here because the financial clerk and the patient are standing at the same place, and the patient interface class is not really something required here. Further than that, I do understand that because you guys haven't experienced such a process yet, that's the reason why you find it hard to imagine. So I understand that. Just one thing about the payment here, they should pay via the bank. There should be a third party to verify the payment, the transaction. The insurance company also needs time to verify all the information before they pay for the treatment. They are not going to pay everything. Depending on the package, depending on the insurance package, they will pay just part or the whole treatment. Okay, so I need you to work further on this. it's not to tell you that you are doing totally wrong here. I'm not saying so, okay? I just need you to work further here. Your presentation is well done, so it's not a big deal anyway. Okay.
Okay, thank you for your comments, and I will try to fix that in the future.
You may go on Google, search for the process when the someone pay via the insurance company. You will see how long they will need to pay, how long they need to wait, and what is behind the process and so on.
Yes.
So this is not really some severe mistake. Okay, just need to work further on this. And one more thing, Tăng,
Yes.
I love your voice.
Thank
I don't
you.
know how it sounds in Vietnamese, but your accent is quite lovely.
Thank you for your thank you so much. Okay, so now I will give the time for the next group. Okay, thank you.
Group number 6.
Okay, so my name is Hiển, and right now I will represent my groups. So my team, Group 7, represent our work about design hospital manager system that our teacher gave us.
Hold on. Sorry for interrupting you, but I think that is quite funny there. Heal Care Pro. Who made this? Heal? Are you gonna heal some more wounds? It should be health care instead of heal care. See what I mean?
No, sorry.
You see the hospital there?
Yeah, the hospital manager system.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
See on the left side, the hospital, the image of the hospital.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's my.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So today, my group will present about the design hospital management system that your teacher gave us the topic already. So yeah, moving on to the next slide, please. Yeah. Okay, so here's a list of our team member. So the time is limited, so I will not talk in detail. Okay, so let's the presentation begin. So first, I will talk about the use case diagrams, and my teammate will present our sequence diagram and the class diagram. And here is a use case diagram. Okay, so after reading the text and analysis, we find the answer in the text are the GPS, patient, insurance company, consultant clerk, financial clerk manager, senior manager, appointment manager, email system, and finally the hospital manager system, but we call it HMS for short. So look at this diagram. So HMS is a system that provides management to collect and process information. So you can see the diagram, the patient, when they go to the hospital to make an appointment with the doctor, they provide information for the appointment manager. The appointment manager will type and verify the patient information into the HMS. And when the patient makes an appointment successfully, it's time to choose a payment. The patient can use paying transaction or use online e-payment service. If the patient has insurance, of course, the insurance company will pay for the hospital bill. In addition, all of the payment data will be collected in HMS, and financial clerk will manage the payment transaction. The senior manager has an access to HMS anytime to make and collect the report. And finally, the consultant clerk upload the referral report. So now my teammate will present the sequence diagram.
There are four sequence diagram. First, I will present appointment sequence diagram. In this sequence has three main steps. First, appointment manager are notified of new referral through healthcare email system. This referral will be recorded with patient detail in the online referral record. The appointment manager then plug in the appointment management system through appointment interface slot to verify the data of the patient involved. When the check is complete, the appointment manager sign up the patient record and start creating the appointment. The appointment design will be handled by compute appointment slot. This will take data from patient last, consultant last, referral last, and after having all the necessary information to create an appointment, check whether the patient has an appointment or not at appointment slot. There will be two cases. First, if the patient does not have an appointment, the system will approve the request to create an appointment. The patient is notified via email with an online access link to show available slot. The information will be back to compute appointment slot to complete the creation of a complete appointment. At the end of the process, the patient will be notified that the registration for treatment has been successful, and the patient will receive a confirmation via email. In the second case, if the patient had been scheduled for an appointment, compute appointment slot will return a notification to the appointment manager, and the creation of a new appointment will not happen. And next to the next slide. Here is next on the sequence and manager payment transaction will name present.
Hello, teacher and everyone. My name is Nam, and I will continue present the payment transaction and management report sequence. First one is the payment transaction. The step one financial slot will enter to manage the payment transaction by the payment interface class. And when they pass the payment interface class, they go to the compute payment class to create a transaction, then look up the payment information from the payment class and return the cost information of the search transaction. And in the next step, the system provides two types of transaction, including self-paying or insurance from the payment interface class, and it asks the patient to choose. Then it transfers the patient choice to the compute online payment class. From the step 9A to step 14B. This is on the picture. This is the process where the patient choose one of two transaction. Insurance transaction is start at step 9A, and the self pay-in transaction is start at step 9B. In each transaction, there will be an if loop to confirm the information. If the information is correct, it accept the payment and return the transaction for compute payment last. If not correct, it will report an error and confirm a new transaction. But due to self-paying, the patient is required to create a transaction to buy, enter the core information to buy the fee. After obtaining the patient transaction information from the compute payment last, it will send back to the financial clerk. Next is the management report sequence. The purpose of the this sequence is the senior one to access to the patient death and revenue reporting system, and it follow this step. Firstly, senior is granted an account to enter the system, including ID, password, and access to the management report interface last to get reports. Next, account information after login will be confirmed by the senior management last. If the information is correct, it could require a step-by-step search for the report. If the account information is wrong, it will report an error and return the login interface and force senior to perform the login step again. When login is successful, we will see the search interface also belong to the management report interface last and start searching for the report. The management report class receive information from the senior and check data about that report through the appointment last and the payment last. Moreover, where the management report class files a required report, it will return the management report class interface and send the report to the senior. If the report is not found, it will be returned to the management report interface, then notify that the report is not found and is sent back to senior. And this is my presentation. And next is last sequence to enter.
This final sequence is referral report. After seeing the patient, consultant provide data for consultant collect a referral report class. Consultant lecture prepare patient name, then input detail data. After entering the data, the system will display the update successfully. GBB access referral report through their SCS. The doctor will log in the system and request the repository referral report class will research report with the GP123 and display report. Similar to the patient-centric insurance company, plug in the system and request the report, and referral report slot will search report and display report for insurance company. And next slide is a final flash diagram.
Okay, so after I explain some other diagrams and analysis, so we summarize into the one diagram which all the actors and all the relationship between these factors, and yeah, and so that is the end of my our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a look at the class diagram again, please? Can you show me the sequence diagram of the payment? Any payment. Compute payment class. Payment class. And patient interface. Go back here. Can you tell me that based on which data you will calculate the payment? Do you understand my question? Let's say if the patient have a meeting with, have an appointment with the clerk, with a consultant, and probably the patient would do some of the tests, or he may need to see another consultant, for example. In that case, we must save the history of this patient for this appointment. Where did you get that data? In this sequence diagram, in order to calculate how much the patient needs to pay. Is my question clear? No one answers. Mấy bạn hiểu câu hỏi của cô không? Trung Nam.
Can you hear me?
No, I'm asking no Trung Nam. Is he here?
Dạ, em chưa hiểu câu hỏi cô lắm.
Rồi, cô hỏi cái câu như thế này nè. Nếu như mà người khách hàng, người bệnh nhân đó, họ muốn trả tiền, đúng chưa? Thì họ sẽ tới gặp financial clerk. Hey, tôi muốn trả tiền. Rồi khi đó financial clerk có thể là sử dụng cái payment interface class giống như các bạn nói. Ông ấy mới đi vào trong cái dữ liệu của mình, cơ sở dữ liệu của mình. Đúng không? À không, bây giờ mình sẽ nói trên cái sequence diagram của mấy bạn luôn. Ông mới sử dụng cái interface ngay đầu tiên á, Payment Interface Class, rồi tới Compute Payment Class. Rồi bạn Trung Nam nói cho cô biết là làm sao cái payment này nó tính được cái phí, mức phí mà patient phải trả. Rồi bạn Trung Nam có hiểu không? Tại vì Trung Nam mà vào nhóm sau cho nên là cô phải xem thử bạn có hiểu bài không, và bạn có đóng góp trong cái làm việc nhóm hay không. Một phần nữa là vì hồi nãy mình hỏi lâu quá mà không ai trả lời hết, mình bóc bạn Trung Nam ra trả lời đó. Rồi trả lời đi.
Sao ta? Dạ, em cũng chưa hiểu cái payment lắm rồi, tại em giờ cái này bạn khác làm cái sequence này nên em thuyết trình.
Bạn Trung Nam làm phần nào vậy?
Dạ em làm cái phần management report.
Không thấy đường luôn. Rồi quay lại cái câu hồi nãy đi, bạn nào trả lời được cho cô nào? Ê khoan, từ từ sẵn cái này mình nói luôn nè. Tag data là nó không có đúng cái chữ nha. Request, mấy bạn request xong rồi mấy bạn mới trả về. Cái chỗ này nè, cái management report class thì gì đây? Rồi mình nhắc lại lần nữa là report không phải là entity class nhé. Rồi cái sequence này nó cũng sai luôn. Cái này là để xuất report lên đúng không?
Dạ.
Xuất report lên, lấy senior manager là cái này login rồi đúng không? Rồi sau cái bước đó là bước số 3. Sao chỗ đánh số chỗ không đánh số vậy? Nhóm này nhóm 6 đây đúng không? Nhóm toàn những cô gái đó, đúng không? Rồi tôi nhớ nhóm này rồi. Bởi không có nghiệp quật mà. Nè, cô hỏi vì sao có chỗ đánh số có chỗ không đánh số. Cái thứ hai nữa là đang cái phần login á, rồi xong cái đùng nhảy xuống dưới, xong rồi cái chỗ tag data là nó tự nhiên nó xuất hiện ngay đó, nó không có ăn nhập gì hết trơn à. Rồi và cho bạn Trung Nam giải thích luôn nè, cái đoạn này vì sao mà cái ông tag data ông xuất hiện rồi xong ông tự chơi tự sướng mình vậy, ông chẳng nói chuyện với ai hết trơn, thì ông xuất hiện trong cái này để làm cái gì?
Là cái ông senior ông sẽ đăng nhập vào cái đăng nhập tài khoản vào cái thằng đăng nhập và nó sẽ xác nhận xem là cái tài khoản nó, tại vì thằng senior này là dạ sau đó thì mình sẽ bắt đầu mình tìm kiếm cái report của mình, rồi sau đó cái hệ thống nó sẽ lấy cái dữ liệu từ cái thằng senior bắt đầu để xử lý đó cô.
Nói chung là nó không đâu ra đâu nha. Cái sequence diagram này nó khá là sai trái. Tìm kiếm thì là search chứ không phải research nhá. Research nghĩa là nghiên cứu. Rồi display the reports. Research report là không phải là entity nhá. Mình ở đây nó còn có chữ management nữa ha, là nó sai tà le từ lưa luôn, không trúng một chỗ luôn á hen. Rồi cái report mình nói rất nhiều lần rồi chứ không phải một lần hen, là kể trong lớp lý thuyết và cả lớp thực hành cũng vậy. Report nó không phải là một entity class, tại vì chúng ta không nhất thiết là phải lưu trữ cái báo cáo. Không lẽ mỗi lần mình muốn báo cáo về doanh thu của tháng, rồi mình doanh thu của quý, rồi doanh thu của sản phẩm này, doanh thu của sản phẩm kia trong cùng một quý, là mình cứ phải lưu giữ lại cái report à? Nó không có ý nghĩa. mình có dữ liệu rồi, khi nào cần report xuất ra vậy thôi, được chưa? Cho nên là report không phải là một entity class. Vấn đề thứ hai của bạn nữa là cái chỗ mà từ manage report class sang appointment class sang payment class, cô không hiểu là nó có ý nghĩa gì trong cái bài sequence này. Trong một cái sequence diagram đó các bạn, nó sẽ có cái sự kết nối hầu hết tất cả các cái đường hướng ở trong cái sequence diagram, nó đều có cái sự kết nối với nhau và nó tạo thành cái sequence, hoặc là một gọi là tiếng Việt mình gọi là một cái chuỗi các cái sự kiện, những cái hoạt động hành động ha. Còn bạn để khơi khơi như vậy nó không có ý nghĩa gì trong cái bài, trong cái sequence diagram này hết, thì coi như nó không còn. Đó. Cái vấn đề thứ ba nữa, các bạn xem cái chữ take data nhé. Take có nghĩa là lấy về, là đem về lại cho mình, nhưng mà cái dấu mũi tên nó lại đi ngược qua cái hướng kia, thì mình đọc kiểu gì đây? Đúng không? Theo cô hiểu cái ý nghĩa của bạn ở đây á, là cái ông report á, ông sẽ lấy dữ liệu của appointment class và payment class. Cô hiểu theo ý nghĩa là như vậy. Thì trong trường hợp đó đó, bạn phải là request cái data rồi return data ha, request từ cái report sang cái appointment, sau đó mình sẽ return từ cái appointment về lại cái report, được chưa? Tuy nhiên nó không có ý nghĩa gì ở đây cả, các bạn sẽ bỏ luôn cái phần management report ra, và trong quá trình mà ông senior management này nè, ông muốn thấy cái gì á, management là cái sự nha mấy bạn, còn con người là manager nhá, thì cái ông này á, ông muốn xem cái gì thì ông đâm thẳng vô trong cái appointment class, ông lấy lên, được chưa? Đơn giản như vậy thôi, chứ mình đưa cái ông management report vô chi rồi xong nó sai tiếp cái chỗ data, check data, càng làm càng sai. Chẳng thà các bạn làm nó đơn giản, các bạn sẽ không bị sai. Cái vấn đề thứ tư nữa, các bạn tránh những cái trường hợp là chúng ta cứ phải login vào. Các bạn có nhớ là mình có cái precondition và postcondition cho mỗi use case không? Thì precondition á, thông thường trong cái precondition mình sẽ giả định là người này đã login rồi, chứ không thể là cứ mỗi lần trong cái sequence diagram là họ lại phải đi login, họ lại phải đi login. Các bạn tưởng tượng như là tôi login một lần rồi thôi, nó vẫn còn cái session nằm ở đó, thì tôi làm cái động tác trả tiền, rồi tôi làm cái động tác xem report, rồi tôi làm cái động tác là book appointment cũng được vậy, chứ không lẽ mỗi lần tôi phải làm xong một cái tôi log out xong tôi login lại, rồi xong tôi log out xong tôi muốn làm cái khác tôi lại login lại, không cần thiết ha. Đó, thì cái phần như vậy, phần login chúng ta sẽ bỏ ra luôn, được chưa? Túm lại trong cái phần này á là bạn đúng là cái khúc phía dưới chút xíu đó thôi, và cũng chưa đúng nữa ha. Rồi Trung Nam còn làm cái phần nào khác nữa?
Dạ không, em chỉ tâm cái này thôi.
Nguyên cả bao nhiêu cái lab bạn làm một cái hình này thôi hả? Vậy là điểm đâu có cào bằng cho bạn được đúng không? Mà lại còn làm sai nữa, góp phần làm sai cho cái báo cáo nó mới ghê chứ. Rồi, quay lại cái phần hồi nãy, bạn Minh Hiển hay là bạn nữ nào hồi nãy muốn trả lời cô đó. Cái con trỏ chuột này là cái chân con mèo hả bạn? Rồi kéo xuống dưới đi, hồi nãy cái phần nào cô hỏi các bạn đó cô quên rồi. Payment hả? Dữ liệu lấy từ đâu ra đúng không? Rồi trả lời đi nào, bạn nào trả lời cô. Dữ liệu lấy được từ đâu ra để bạn tính được là cái consultancy đó bạn sẽ lấy bao nhiêu tiền? Sau bước số 2 đó.
Alo, dạ con nghe em không ạ? Dạ thì là tụi em làm cái payment class này là tụi em chứa hết những cái thông tin về mấy cái tiền thuốc, tiền này nọ là ở trong đây luôn á cô. Cho nên là tụi em mới để cái bước số 3 là cái browse payment details, ở đây là nó sẽ lấy về mấy cái thông tin kiểu như tiền thuốc và tiền đổi.
Rồi payment class này nó lấy thông tin từ đâu ra?
Tôi bị miss cái đó.
Đúng không? Bạn muốn tính, bạn giả sử như bạn đi ăn ở nhà hàng đi, rồi cái payment mà cái ông đứng ngay cái chỗ cashier đó, làm sao ông biết được cái bàn nào bao nhiêu tiền bạn ăn bao nhiêu món ở trong đó rồi? Thì có phải là lấy dữ liệu từ cái bàn của bạn không? Thì tương tự như vậy, ở đây chúng ta phải lấy cái dữ liệu từ cái người khách hàng chứ, cái người bệnh nhân đó, hoặc là bạn lấy từ cái appointment nè, hoặc là bạn có thể lấy từ cái consultancy, cái referral nè. Ít nhất bạn phải có một cái base này, không có cái bạn khơi bạn ra được cái payment, biết đâu lấy, biết ông này ông khám bao nhiêu bệnh, ông khám bao nhiêu lâu. Ví dụ như là đó là một cái buổi tư vấn về sức khỏe tâm thần, như vậy thì họ sẽ tính trên khoảng thời gian được tư vấn 30 phút đến 1 tiếng 2 tiếng, có trị liệu tâm lý hay cái gì hay không. Đó, nó còn nhiều cái vấn đề đằng sau nữa và liên quan tới từng người bệnh nhân một. Bạn không liên quan gì tới cái bệnh nhân hết, cái gì bạn đẩy lên rồi không lẽ cô phải trả cho người khác nữa, đúng không? Cô phải trả cho bệnh nhân khác. Đó, thì khi các bạn make cái story, cái tip này mình bày rồi, đúng không? Make story là các bạn sẽ thấy ra được cái vấn đề. Rồi nhóm bạn cũng bị cái vấn đề tương tự là bạn cho cái ông patient, ông chọn cái phương pháp zoom lên nào, display transaction time and choose, đúng không? Choose xong rồi patient data not found, rồi trả tiền, ghi patient's hospital fee, online payment. Rồi bạn này thì sẽ có một cái control class ở giữa. Đáng lý nó phải là control class nha, online payment á nha, bên cạnh cái insurance á. Lên nè, lên. Không, nó đó. Ý cô là cái online e-payment á thì nó nên là control class, thì các ông này với một cái third party ông sẽ trả tiền nha. Cái này là debit card hả? Debit card thì liên quan gì tới insurance ta? Rồi 9A 9B hả? Rồi mở lên nè.
Dạ cái đó là em tách ra 2 cái á cô.
Rồi, trường hợp nếu tách ra 2 cái thì dùng 2 cái hình chữ nhật mà alternative á. Giống như nhóm 1.
Dạ.
Cái hình chữ nhật này bạn làm sai nha. Có nghĩa là nó là đi một cái chùm hai. Thông thường trong các cái lúc mà bạn phân ra làm 2 trường hợp á thì nó sẽ đi thành 2 cái, một cái cặp gồm 2 cái hình chữ nhật xếp chồng lên nhau á, 2 cái trên cái dưới, cái trên dành cho trường hợp 1 và cái dưới dành cho trường hợp 2. Của bạn là bạn chỉ có một cái hình chữ nhật dành cho trường hợp 2 thôi. 10A 2 cái luôn mới ghê kìa.
Dạ, tại vì cái này là cái hình em hơi bị nhỏ ấy, nên là em chỉ để một trường hợp, nên em để cái đây em để là eo đó cô, là em để cái điều kiện ở đây là kiểu như nó ít và eo dưới dưới.
Không, nó sai là nó sai chứ không có thể nói là nhỏ rồi em làm như vậy được. Tại vì khi bạn gửi cái bản thiết kế này qua cho bên mấy người dev á thì họ sẽ đọc cái bản này mà bạn nói một cái thứ tiếng người ta không hiểu. Bạn tưởng tượng như cô nói là she school á thì làm sao bạn hiểu? Cô nói tiếng Bồi á, đúng không? Thì cũng hiểu đó, nhưng mà nó không có quy chuẩn. Là lúc cái bạn school she rồi làm sao? Ví dụ như thế ha, phải là she's going to school. Đó, thì ở đây ví dụ như ngay trường hợp có 2. Bây giờ nói như bạn thì cô sẽ sắp xếp là 9A, 10A cùng một case hay là 2 case khác nhau, làm sao cô phân biệt được? Sẽ có những trường hợp là một cái case đó bạn sẽ có rất nhiều cái dấu mũi tên bên trong, thì cô sẽ phải phân biệt nó từ khúc nào tới khúc nào đây. Hiểu ý cô không? Bạn đang sắp xếp là 12 cái 10A đó là 2 cái trường hợp gần như song song, đúng không? Có nghĩa là 2 trường hợp thay thế được cho nhau á. Ok, mỗi cái tương đương với một cái dấu mũi tên. Nhưng có những trường hợp á, là nó là 2 cái dấu mũi tên cùng trong một cái hình chữ nhật. Rồi làm sao cô phân biệt tới lúc nào là mình sẽ phân nhánh? Đó, thì tất cả những cái đó bạn phải bỏ trong cùng một cái hình chữ nhật. Rồi cái trường hợp 2 chúng ta sẽ bỏ hình chữ nhật thứ 2. Đó, ví dụ như trong trường hợp này nè, cái thứ nhất là trả bằng insurance, cái thứ hai là trả bằng thẻ. Đó, ít nhất bạn phải có 2 cái hình chữ nhật đó. Rồi trong mỗi cái hình chữ nhật đó có cái phần mà successful hay không successful gì đó ha. Rồi nhóm này mình sai khá là nhiều nha, nhóm này sai khá là nhiều luôn á. Rồi ok, nhóm tiếp theo nào.
Hello, teacher. Welcome everybody to the presentation of Group 7. So my name is Tongke, and our presentation has 5 parts. The first part is actors, stakeholders, functional requirement. So let's begin. Our group identifies stakeholders are softwise, patients, appointment manager, financial clerk, senior manager, consultant clerk, and insurance clerk. And the actors are patients, appointment manager, financial clerk, senior manager, consultant clerk, and insurance clerk. So next, we will come to the functional requirement part. There are 10 functional requirements. The first one is patients are able to choose available free consultant slots and finalize booking appointments. The second one is patients shall be sent a notification via email after their referrals are approved. Next, appointment manager will verify patient data and enroll patient into hospital database. Next, appointment manager will approve the referral. The fifth one is financial clerk is in charge of managing payment transaction. Next, senior manager is in charge of managing report to fulfill appointment targets and revenue of specialist care lines. The senior manager is also allowed to get access to online home messages. The consultant clerk is able to upload referral reports. The financial system displays the designated costs and manage private insurance or self-paying method. Only credit debit cards of contracted online payment service are allowed. HopeManSys system HopeManSys provides online guidance. Healthcare Pro has two different types of transaction, private insurance and self-paying. Next, we come to the second part, which is use case diagram, and Phúc will continue my part.
Hi guys. Hi Miss Joe. My name is Phúc, and let's move on to use case diagram. Kik listed out all these stakeholders and actors. Now we take a deep look into these four use cases here. The first one is book appointment. Patients and appointment managers are in charge of this. For the second one, execute, manage payment transaction. We have patients, financial clerk, and insurance clerk. Manage performance reports includes senior manager. And the last one, upload referral reports, is for consultant clerk. Wait, hold on. Okay, so before displaying all these sequence and class diagram, we must classify all the objects. We have 3 classes in total, including control class, boundary class, and entity class. And we have for control class, we have 4 objects, including compute price class, appointment manager class, consultant clerk class, and senior manager class. For boundary, we have financial interface class, referral interface class, performance management report class, and the last one, referral report interface class. Oh my God, entity class, we have consultant, database management system, patient, financial clerk, self-paying, insurance, and appointment class. So we already classify these classes into 3, including control class, boundary, and entity. Let's move on to make out the sequence diagram with Thanh Sang.
Hello guys, and I will talk about the first sequence. And our first sequence is book appointment sequence diagram. And here you can see here we have referral interface class is first our boundary class, and here we will receive referral. Yes, and from here we will transfer data into appointment manager class. An appointment manager class will verify and enroll patient data into database management class. A management class will send acknowledgement back to appointment manager class. Appointment manager class will enroll appointment and notify for the patient. And the patient class, when they have notifications, they will choose consultant at consultant class. And then consultant class will verify the consultant slots for the patient class. And consultant class also transfer data into the appointment class. And then appointment class will send acknowledgement back to the patient class. And finally, appointment manager class will appointment manager class will show final booking successfully. Next slide. Next slide. Yes, and our next sequence is execute and manage payment transaction sequence diagram. And here, first we have financial interface class boundary is our boundary class. And here we also receive data first. And financial interface class will transfer data into computerized class. And as computerized class, we will calculate the price, and the price will be transferred to the RISE interface class. And RISE interface class will transfer data into financial class. And financial class will now RISE for self-paying class and insurance class. And self-paying class and insurance class will make appointment as financial class, and they also can bring bill as the bill interface class. Yes, that's my presentation, and to remain sequence class will pass of Lan Tường.
Hello everyone, my name is Lan Tường and I will continue Thanh Sang part. So we will move to the managed performance report sequence diagram. First, we input the data into the performance management report class, and then the senior manager class go to the performance management report class to check the fulfillment of appointment target and revenue of specialist care line. Next slide, please, Thịnh Phúc. Okay, and this is our final sequence diagram. First, we receive, in this sequence diagram is that after the consultant is seeing the patient, the consultant will write the report. It's not like report, but like a note for that patient. So after that, the consultant will transfer that note and patient information and referral to the consultant group, and the consultant group will upload that referral report to the referral report interface class. So after we explain for sequence diagram, we put it in this final class diagram and draw the possible connection. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Quite abrupt ending. Can you show me the last sequence diagram, please? Oh, not this one. The one with the database. Not this one. Yeah, maybe it's there, but I would like to see the other. Performance. Yeah, this one. May I ask you, what kind of data do we need here?
I think it is patient data and like the service that they use.
Where do you save the patient's data?
In patient class.
Why don't you just use the patient class?
Because when we do this, we don't think about that.
Okay, so if you keep writing like database management class, we can use it for every other sequence diagram, and that makes no sense for the developer to understand what you mean, what kind of data you need here specifically. That's the first point. Second point, you receive the data and then transfer the data. Isn't this sequence diagram for the senior manager to see the performance? Which
Yes.
actor is involved? Who did this one?
Senior manager can see the report.
Who did this sequence diagram?
We did it together.
Where is the actor?
No, we didn't draw the actor in the sequence diagram.
You guys are so perfect. You bất chấp lời cô dặn. You bất chấp luôn cả slide cô bày. Nha. Tại vì mình phải có cái actor ở đây. Mình mới biết ai là cái người initiate. Ha. Actor ở đây á, là giả dụ như cái bài của bạn đang làm cái sequence này là cái senior manager. Giả dụ như vậy. Ông này mới vô receive data rồi. Nếu như mà ông này mới vô mà receive data rồi thôi, đâu cần làm gì nữa hết. Ông có dữ liệu rồi, ông làm gì nữa. Rồi, ông nhận dữ liệu xong rồi ông còn đi transfer nữa kìa. Trong khi ổng là cái người cần dữ liệu. Rồi, xong cái senior manager. Mấy đứa làm gì chỗ này vậy? Rồi senior manager vô đây làm gì? Manager là một con người. Mà con người thì nó giống như là patient, nó giống như là student, nó giống như là doctor. Thì nó phải là entity class. Tự nhiên biến nó thành control class, rồi biến nó nằm ở giữa. À rồi, hiểu rồi. Thì đáng lý cái chỗ senior manager này nó là actor nè. Đúng không? Cái ông interface này, ông nhận cái dữ liệu từ đâu đó lên, xong ông transfer cho ông senior manager ông xem nè. Nói chung là cái sequence này nó sai ha. Có nghĩa là actor của chúng ta sẽ nằm bên trái cùng. Sau đó ông này mới request để được xem cái report. Từ cái interface này nó mới đi request tiếp cho cái patient data, patient class. Từ ông đó ông mới xuất lên cho ông này xem. Hoặc là cái consultant, cái appointment chẳng hạn. Xuống kêu ơi, tôi muốn xem tổng số lượng cái appointment trong tháng này. doanh thu đem lại là bao nhiêu, ví dụ vậy. Bao nhiêu người trong chuyên khoa này, bao nhiêu người trong chuyên khoa khác. Đợi cô chút ha. Hồi nãy mình nói ở đâu rồi ta? Sau đó thì bên cái Entity Class nó mới gửi cái dữ liệu về ha, gửi dữ liệu lên trên cái interface cho cái ông Senior Manager xem. Nhóm của mình bị một cái là mấy bạn bị cái lỗi nặng quá. Ví dụ như bạn xuống cái slide số 12 đi. Nhóm 7 hôm trước cô sửa cũng lâu mà ta. Write report. Rồi đối với cái này upload referral report là ai là người bắt đầu? Consultant, trả lời cô đi. Ai là người bắt đầu nào? Actor trong người nào tham gia trong cái sequence này?
Dạ, hồi đầu có tính. At first, I think that consultant Glut will be the initial actor. But after that, I think that consultant will be the initial actor.
Do you know the notion for an actor?
Yes.
It's a stick person, isn't it?
Yes, it's a stick person.
All right, so it's not an entity class here at all. And you have the first arrow, write reports on the consultant class. It makes no sense. What you are doing right here is like a consultant is writing a report on a consultant class. I've just made a sentence so it somehow helps you understand the context here. All right. If you say that the initiator is the consultant, so I will make this very first sentence in this sequence diagram. The consultant will first write reports by using the consultant class. It makes no sense. I guess this is a consultancy class.
Yes, but I don't think about that word.
Okay.
I don't know it.
Okay, so I will take this one as the consultancy class. But always remember that the user is not going directly to the entity class. There is no way for them to jump directly to our entity class and change data. They need a user interface. Probably, no, you may lack the interface here so that the consultant clerk can write the reports for each consultant. transfer report. I see what you mean here. You are doing something like, at first, the consultant will write reports about the consultancy. He will transfer the report to the consultant clerk, and that consultant clerk will upload it on the interface. So this is not the way it works. This diagram just shows that you guys probably don't get the idea of the sequence diagram at all. So listen to me. On the left hand side, we have the actor called the consultant clerk, or consultant if you want to start with the consultant. The consultant will need an interface on which he will input more data about the consultancy. After that, the data will be transferred to be saved in the consultancy or the referral class. The consultant clerk will also upload that referral by requesting that referral and then upload it on the interface. I would recommend you to start from the consultant clerk rather than the consultant. I'm not sure if my explanation is clear, but if you have already listened to the other group's work, the other group's presentation, you should get the idea. Otherwise, you may contact me later on after the lecture. Okay?
Okay,
And do
thank
that.
you.
I need to redo all the sequence diagrams here, as I think that you may have the kind of a systematic misunderstanding here. Okay, the user will need a user interface to adjust the information, to modify the information. He doesn't jump directly to our database or to the entity classes to change the data. We need a user interface class. And after that, you can work with the control class or directly to the entity class, that's fine. But at least have them interact with our system using an interface class. Is that okay?
Okay, teacher. I understand the idea.
Okay, everyone, we have jumped to the end of our presentation session today. And this is also the end of our course. I hope that you guys have learned the basic process of software engineering and also know how to gather the requirements, analyze the requirements. We haven't done the design yet, to be honest. It's quite difficult and it requires experience to know which kind of algorithms we're going to use to solve the problems, or the data format and all the other things. So we stopped somewhere like analysis stage, but that should be fine. At least you are halfway. You are halfway of the process of the software engineering life cycle, for example. Of course, there are some points that are difficult for you guys to get the ideas, but that is just so great. I can tell that students from mathematics department are hardworking, details-oriented, or well-organized, and you pay attention in the lecture, get the ideas. Of course, you make mistakes somewhere, but I am quite satisfied with the final result. You seem to do better and better than what I expect. So I am happy with this. If you have any question, you can contact me. As you all know that if you have a problem, if you want me to review to see if there is any mistake in your design, I am always available to answer on Microsoft Teams. So if you think that there are some points you need to you need me to explain again, or about your exercises, so you need to you can contact me on Microsoft Teams. Regarding the final exam, I think I'm going to keep the same format, like you guys are working group. If you are not tired of your friends, so I'm going to use the group work as your final exam. That's my intention, but I'm not so sure whether we should change to individual. Would you like to change to individual?
Không làm nhóm đi cô.
Okay. You guys are happy with your group mates. So I think I would keep the same format. Okay, but now the questions will be more difficult because we have reached the end of our course. You have all the 7 labs working with all of those steps or the diagrams. I mean, so I will ask like more difficult questions. I'll give you a more difficult case study, or ask more questions, put you guys under a higher pressure and so on. So it will be a little bit difficult than the midterm exam, and it's worth the breakdown, the score breakdown. Midterm exam 25 or 30, and the final is 40 or so. Okay, 40%. So I think I should make it more difficult, just a little bit more difficult.
Miss Yao, I'm wondering whether I'm from group 7, whether we have to resubmit correct and resubmit the report again for you or something.
Do you still have the slot to resubmit?
Yes, our group will just submit one time.
Okay. I guess that there is no other groups that requires to submit 3 times like someone else.
Cô cứ khịa hoài cô.
What number is your group? Dạ Dung. What number is your group?
3.
That's why you need 3 times. Okay. Group 7, it's fine if you want to improve your mark, so you can resubmit. Okay. Don't care much about the deadline. It was yesterday, but it shows that you have done better. You have made the improvements, so it should be better. So don't care much about the deadline. Group 6 as well. Okay, if you would like to resubmit, that's fine. You just show me that you guys are hardworking. Okay, you're into this course, and I do love the way you guys are working. You keep asking me, teacher, can you join my group? I have some questions. Because I was quite busy with the other group. Some group helped me for an hour even. Group number 3, was it you who helped me for an hour? Group 2 or 4 something.
I don't remember, teacher.
Okay, there were 2 groups that helped me for an hour. So it took me all the time back then, but never mind. Group 6, you are doing very well. Group 6 and 7, you are doing very well. Don't worry. It's just that there are some mistakes here and there. Now, if you want to show me the improvement, that's great. Okay. Do not worry much about the mistakes. And if I say nghiệp quật or something, that doesn't mean that I để bụng các bạn nha. I'm just saying it's fun. There's nothing to do with that time. Okay, and I just love the way you guys are working. All right, do you have any question for me? Okay, if you don't have any questions, we may stop right now. If you would like to ask me anything relating to the course or the final exam, feel free to contact me via Microsoft Teams. All right. Bye bye. See you next time in the final exam.
Bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Những cho đề khó quá nha cô.
Okay. Bye bye. Oh, Mintu, by the way, please send me the bonus points. Okay. So I can update the bonus points for your friends. Bye bye. Thank you, Trúc Anh. Bye everyone.